Gonna start this off. Welcome to the show.
It's not bunch of fucking bullshit. It's not Shut up! I hate you so much. Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Dude, I fucking hate that. What other updates? I think that's it. Let me see. Oh, and then comedy shit. So in terms of my comedy and my acting career, so a bunch of neat stuff happened. I've been on stage 3 times in the past 2 or 3 weeks. 3 weeks? 2 or 3 weeks? So 3 comedy shows post-COVID. Very sick. First one was pretty medium. Second one was better. And third one was pretty great. First one, I just wasn't ready. I don't think I practiced enough. Second one, I practiced a lot more. Did better. But still was working some shit out. Third one, I think a lot more of my jokes landed. So first 2, I did 5-minute sets. That's the usual for open mics when you start. And you just do 5 minutes. Yeah, first one. So I had this dilemma when I was practicing comedy, and it's like, because like the analogy I always give is like, okay, if you want to learn how to play guitar, it's really easy. You just sit at home, and then you practice guitar, right? The strategy to get better at guitar is very simple. The strategy, there's not much to it. You just sit at home and you practice. The content of the lessons, music theory, arpeggios, finger muscles, that stuff is hard to learn. It takes a long time. But how to get there is easy. You need to sit at home with your guitar and practice. The thing about comedy is that it's not as accessible. Like practice time is not as accessible because to practice comedy, you need an audience. You can definitely sit at home in the mirror and go, hey, and tell your jokes, and you definitely have to. But like to practice comedy, to make sure your jokes are good and make sure you're funny, you need an audience. And so it complicates the practice process. So on top of that is like a big part of comedy, in my opinion, is honesty and being very truthful and real. And so I had this dilemma where I'm like, okay, should I practice my jokes so that they're rote, so that they're, I know them one by one, because I've seen a bunch of comics do that, and I've done that, and it's whack. Like, you can tell that the jokes are pre-made, and it's like, yeah, they're still funny, but it's whack, and I don't want to be, I don't want to be that. I want to be the kind of comedian where it just sounds like, we're just chilling. So I had this dilemma where I was like, okay, should I practice this stuff? Because if I practice, it's going to sound like shit. Or maybe I should just get up on stage with a couple of topics and rip it. So the first time I went on stage, I tried the ladder theory. I had a couple topics. I got on stage. I ripped it. Didn't go that well. Second time, and then I talked to the producer of the show. His brother is a famous comedian in Quebec. And the brother, he was like, dude, like, I know that my brother practices at home in the mirror, and I know that there's other famous comedians who practice at home in the mirror, in the scene. And I was like, okay, word, like that's fucking good enough for me. So I guess I'm going to do this. So then I practiced at home in the mirror for the second time, and it went way better. So I think we know the solution to that dilemma. I think kind of the asterisk you put on it practicing at home in the mirror is you do it like it's like whenever I'm explaining jokes to people, or like how I tell jokes, it's like everybody has stories in your back pocket, right? That you bring out at a party, when people are swapping stories, and you got to look cool and you got to show the room that you're a big dog, and you have some story about how when you were in second grade, the teacher asked you to fucking write on the board and you said, fuck you, teacher, and then you ran out of class or something like that. You know what I mean? Everyone's got stories like that. And the more that you tell a story like that, the more like fluid it becomes, and the more you know the beats and the more you know the good punchlines and all this shit. So that's essentially how I look at writing jokes, is like coming up with those stories. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna start making up some stories too, like purely. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I was practicing in front of a mirror, but instead of kind of going by rote, I was trying to do it more like that. Maybe this sounds very obvious, but it just kind of clicked this time practicing around, and it made practicing a lot easier. It made practicing comedy a lot similar to practicing music, in that the strategy to do so was more apparent. So anyway, yeah. So 3 shows. Third one was at this party I was at on Friday. It was in front of a bunch of my friends. You know, all my friends gave me really good feedback. It's always tough when your friends come to shows because they're very biased, because they're your friends and they're great people, and you know they want to support you. So, you know, I'm always worried that they're going to just say that I'm great no matter what. But frankly, I think I try to surround myself with people who are like pretty honest and straightforward, and wouldn't bullshit me. And I think I've done a pretty okay job at that. I think I've done a pretty good job at that, actually. And I got a lot of good feedback from a lot of the people there. And they were like, this was really funny and it was really great. So thanks a lot, everybody who said nice things, who was at that party on Friday. That was very sweet of you. And yeah, I felt like I had a good set. The kind of the flip side too with your friends is like, yeah, they'll laugh. Like, yes, your friends will laugh all the time, but when it's kind of just your friends, oh man, I might have to pause this to take a dump. Oh God, it's the tail end of my sickness. Hopefully, the tail end of it. Ooh, we'll see. Oh my God. Ooh, okay. Okay. Anyway, yes, they'll laugh. Like when they come to a comedy show, they'll definitely laugh. But it's kind of because like it's like, oh, that's my friend on stage, ha ha ha. But when it's just like at a party, and I'm literally standing in front of a group of like 10 about 10 people, maybe 15 people, and I know most of them. It's a little bit, I think, kind of weirder or harder to get a laugh. And I got some good laughs out of a small audience, So I feel like I did a pretty good job. So I'm pretty happy with my performance. On top of that, if I end up going to Vancouver, if I'm COVID free, I have booked at least 3 shows, and I may have booked a 4th in Vancouver. So shout out to the Vancouver comedy community for being the most welcoming comedy community that I've experienced. Of the 3 comedy communities that I've experienced, Vancouver comedy community was by far the most welcoming. I hit up these people, fucking strangers. I've never talked to them in my life. Right? There's like there's like Facebook groups for comedy communities in each major Canadian city: Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, whatever. I threw Ottawa in there. But there's Facebook pages. You go on, the Facebook pages have, people around, blah, blah, blah. And then they have, like, they usually have links to common open mics that people go to. I've hit up people in Montreal. Well, like, it took me longer to kind of make some connections. Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa. It took me a bit longer to be like, hey, I'm a comedian, blah, blah, blah. Dude, I messaged these people. They were like, we'll get you on here. We'll do this. Come here. You can do this show, blah, blah, blah. It was crazy. It was just like that for 1 week. So a guy just messaged me last night. I have to get back to him. But anyway, yeah. So Vancouver homies, I'm definitely, if I make it to Vancouver, if I'm COVID free, I'm going to be doing fucking shows in your zone. So what's up? Yeah, that was dope as fuck. Oof. Ooh, building up. She's building up. Okay, I think that's good. Ants. Okay, so yeah, just like with work and podcast and comedy, everything's been getting pretty busy. So I've been kind of stressed out, been grinding pretty hard. I had my friends over one day. We're doing like a work together because we all work, remote. So why don't you come over here, guys? I have a lot of space. Let's work here. I'm cooking them lunch. I love hosting people. I love it. It makes me feel great. I love cooking for people. It's going to be great. Cook up some delicious food. I'm in the middle of cooking. I'm getting all this stuff ready. I only have a little bit of time because today I have a ton of meetings in my day. So I have just enough time to cook, start cooking. Oh, shit, realize I messed up my timing and I actually have to leave early. No worries, I still have just enough little time to finish this. Start cooking, open up my pantry. What do I see but ants in my fucking pantry everywhere? Ah, stupid fucking cunts. Fucking cocksuckers. Fucking ants. Like I don't have enough to deal with. It's just like, go away. Go eat sugar somewhere else. They got into my brown sugar. They got into my fucking molasses, which I don't even use, but I just wanted to have around just in case, I don't know. It's part nostalgia for me. My dad used to do molasses on toast. What's up? Got to my molasses, my brown sugar, all this shit. So I'm like, you guys, son of a bitch. Anyway, I put out ant traps. It looks like they just ate the ant poison as food and just lived through it. I was so pissed. I got those things at the dollar store. I knew it was going to be bullshit. Whatever. I put out the ant poison. The ant poison's like, this killed me. The ant poison is... On the label, it says, usually kills the whole hive. Talk about lukewarm advertising, right? Usually kills the whole hive. Hey, does this product do what it's supposed to do? Usually. Don't you think it should do that all of the time? I mean, yeah, it should do it all the time. But what are you going to do, man? That's fucking life. Well, that's true. I'm torn between my contempt for this shitty quality assurance team and their honest advertising. We made this product. It's good like 3/4 of the time. Oh, word. Don't worry about it. We'll just put that on the label. At least no one can call us liars. You know what I'm saying? Does this do the job? Usually. Imagine if you said that in an interview. Do you know how to use Excel pivot tables? Usually, but sometimes I just fuck up. Yeah, anyway, so this fucking busted ass hand traps. I guess I got the other 25% of the time because they didn't fucking work at all. And the ants were just like, thanks for the free food, dumbass. So, I don't know. It just looked like they just ate it and then fucked off. Maybe they didn't even eat it. Maybe like, Tom, why would we eat the poison, you fuck, when there's a huge bag of free sugar right here? Which is a great point on their end, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, they ended up like infesting my sugar bag, which I kind of, after I took my initial assessment of the situation, I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely not eating that sugar. On a quick side note though, like, could you eat sugar that's been run around by ants? Like what would be dirty about that sugar? What's dirty about ants? I feel like I would be more comfortable eating ant sugar than I would eating mouse sugar. You know what I mean? Because I feel like mammals carry more bacteria and diseases than insects. So I was wondering about that because it's like whenever you look at an ant, you're not like, oh, gross and dirty. You're just kind of like, ugh, a bug. But you're not like, ooh, I bet you it has the Black Plague. Not like when you look at a mouse. You know what I mean? A fly is a bit different. Fucking flies. Because they eat shit. So it's like, okay, yeah, they're going to have more bacteria. But anyway, I just thought about that. But yeah, so I assessed the situation. I'm like, I'm not going to eat this. I love my scientific method and testing shit out. But I have enough going on. I'm not going to potentially risk my life testing to see if ants are clean by eating the sugar that they were fucking around in. So I was like, okay, the poison didn't work. And then I read online somebody had lured away ants by putting bait like, and moving them away from their house. So I was like, well, bro, I got the whole fucking bait and nest wrapped in one neat little package. Literally, it's in the sugar package. So I just fucking put the sugar and took it outside my house. And boom, Bob's your uncle. The fucking ants disappeared. Now, they still fuck around in my house a bit. They're outside of my house, so granted they're going to come in. Right now they're on my back porch essentially. Like I put it there's like a little shed on my back porch. I put it there. So I'm going to the reason I didn't move it down like outside to the earth is cuz I live on the 3rd floor, and I was worried that if I just moved the sugar with all the ants in it. Now, I say all the ants, it has a lot of ants. I don't know if it's the whole colony. I don't think it is. In fact, I'm very confident it's not the whole colony inside the bag. It's just many of them. But I'm worried if I move the sugar too far too quickly, the rest of the ants will abandon that source of food, write it off as disappeared, right? And then continue to look for other sources of food within my house. And the whole effort will be for naught. You know what I mean? So I wanted to move it slowly so that they know it still exists and they keep going to it. So anyway, it's out on my back porch now. The next movement would be 3 stories down, which is a big movement. The previous movement was from my pantry to like my broom closet, which was about 3 feet, maybe 2 feet. Then it was from my broom closet to my fucking back patio, which was about 4 meters, maybe 5 meters. The next one will be 3 stories. So a story is 10 feet, so, 30 feet. So 10 meters. So, yeah. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. I'll report back and see what happened. But yeah. That's what happened with the motherfucking ants. So, there we go. $500 cooler. Oh, jabronis. Oh, jabronis. What the fuck is in a cooler, okay? I don't know what a cooler is made of. I'm not a NASA scientist. Shout out to Dickie. I don't know what a cooler is made of. I'm not a cooler designer, okay? I don't know how plastic is constructed. I don't know the materials cost that go into pouring plastic or molding plastic. I don't know really how insulation is made. I don't know the materials that go into making insulation. I don't know the varying tiers of cooler quality that exist on the market. But I can tell you that paying $500 for a fucking cooler is fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. God. It makes me so mad. I'm gonna cry. $500 for a cooler. Are you fucked? If that isn't some bullshit ass marketing bullshit. Oh, dog. I had a party at my house a couple weeks ago. Like I said, I'm on the top floor. Flex. 3 stories down. You don't want people running up and down my perilous fire escape to get their drinks from the free go. So, Tom, you need to get a cooler. Word. My homie Douglas is over here. Dickie. We're looking up prices. I go online to the Home Depot. The starting prices for the coolers are like $400 or $300. Excuse me. What the fuck? This isn't a TV. How are coolers and TVs priced the same? You know? What the fuck? Like, a TV has motherboard. It has, like, special glass. It has electrical components. And it has plastic. A cooler has only plastic. Some have electrical components, but the ones I was looking at didn't. These are just regular ass coolers for $500. I'll give you one guess what the $500 cooler was. A fucking Yeti. I got a Yeti. Ugh. Shut up. Look at my Yeti. I tell you, water bottles are the new dick measuring contest for dudes. How big is your water bottle? What brand is your water bottle? Honestly, for girls too. I got a hydro flask. Who gives a fuck? God, it's a fucking water bottle. I got this one literally just because, it's like I said, I didn't want to keep getting up from my chair because the one I had before was a liter. I had to get up 4 times. Well, now that I say it, that's not that much. Anyway, I was getting up too much. My boss had this one, so I was like, "What's that one?" He was like, he copied me the link, and I clicked on it. So don't spend a lot of time. Well, actually, you know what? No, I think get the tool you want. You want a nice water bottle? Yeah, sure, but get it for its utility. Don't get it for its fucking brand. You know what I mean? So, I got a hydro flask. God, whatever. Hydro flask. It's a hydro flask. You're a fucking hydro flask. You got water on the brain, you dumb idiot. Anyway, yeah, water bottles are the new dick measuring contest. Yeah, so the cooler thing. So we're looking online, $400, $500. I saw coolers for $1,000. What? Dude, and people wonder why millennials are pissed off and like not doing anything. It's because our coolers cost $1,000. Talk about financial checkmate. I'd love to own a house someday, but it's either that or a cooler. Fuck, so brutal. Then the worst part is, that's on the Home Depot's website. Me and Douglas go to fucking Canadian Tire. Oh, shocker, there's a cooler there for $80. Who would have thought? Who would have thought there would be absorbent, crazy, unnecessary price markups on a mundane product for brand recognition? Who would have guessed that? Not me. I wouldn't have guessed that. I'm kidding. I would have guessed that. I would have guessed that every fucking day of my life. Stupid piece of shit. Anyway, gum addiction. I don't know. I've just been chewing a lot of gum. Doesn't make me feel great, but it's like you just get so bored working from home, like just like for the longest time on COVID, I've stuck by the message of like fuck the office, never want to return to the office. I've been a little tiny bit missing it lately just because it's so boring around here. That's why I have my friends over to work more. I swear to God, when my friends are over, I get more shit done. Anyway, I've been having gum just because it's like, when you first chew into it, you crack the shell, or you make that, if it's like the bendy kind, like 5, even when you smush that all together for the first time, fucking feels so good. So it's a little stimulus, to break up the day. Cute girl pharmacy, of course, right? I'm fucking constipated last night, feel like shit. Finally decided to go to the pharmacy. Of course, when I go to the pharmacy, the 2 girls working the pharmacy desk are super cuties. And I have to explain in detail to one of them my bowel movements. And it's not like it's a simple phenomenon like, yes, I'm constipated or I have diarrhea. I have to explain to this cute lady the fucking phenomenon I just explained to you, where it's like, it feels like there's a hard mass of stool in my colon and I'm pushing shit around it, to this like lady who's like, yeah. And I'm like, so like that just sucked, but like, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Nephews, I don't know, my nephews came through here. They were fucking crazy. They had, God, my brother-in-law, my sister, they came over and they were like, okay, we're gonna go grab some groceries. And I was like, sick. And then I was like, I'll feed the boys while you're gone. I'm feeding them rice and chicken. I have my 2 nephews. One's 3 and one's 5. I'm feeding them rice and chicken. And the one nephew, he's like scooping the rice and he's just like pouring it from up high, trying to get it into his mouth. And I'm like, dog, you're getting rice all over the place. What the hell's wrong with you? And I know that it's, I don't live in Shangri-La, but it's like, bro, have some decorum, please. You know what I'm saying? So it just like, it's just animals. And then they had this like, they had these chips like Pringles. And I swear to God, they were almost like shaking the Like at one point he was just shaking the tube and chips were flying everywhere and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, you animal?" Usually, you get them in line though. You just give them a look and you're like, "Hey, like what are you doing?" And usually they stop. They're pretty good about it, but it's just like, dude, they're just fucking animals. Life goal: fold laundry before I start my next laundry load. Still trying to master that. Hard. My sister once told me, she was like, "I hate folding laundry." I was like, "Really? I don't mind it." Now I hate it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just like you're like, it's already clean. But I really got to fold it because it's really that you know why you got to fold it? Because the joy of opening up that drawer and have it just ready to go. Mwah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Choking on a bone. My mom was always like, "Don't choke on a bone." But it's like, bro, I'm not going to swallow a bone in the first place. Insert dick blowjob joke, whatever. But like, chicken, she was like, "Don't watch out for the chicken bones." Which I guess you could choke on, but it just seems kind of far-fetched to, when you eat a bone, you're like, "Ow, there's a sharp thing on my mouth." Your first instinct is not to swallow. It's to, let's retrieve the sharp thing out of my mouth. And then she was always like, "Don't choke on a salmon bone." But I feel like salmon bones are digestible. And even if they're not, salmon bones are like tiny filaments. I feel like you can't choke on that now. I could be wrong. I don't know the statistics. I'm sure there are people who have died from choking on chicken bones. I mean, after all, they are solid objects that we put in our mouths. You know what I mean? There's a reason we keep solid objects out of toddlers' mouths. But I was just like, yeah, just like, what the fuck? I feel like I've never come close to choking on a chicken bone. I feel like I've come closer to choking on soft foods like nibs or an olive. You know what I mean? I don't know. Oh, stove whistle kettle win. Dog, I finally got... Dude, I went on a fucking errand run yesterday. Or, not yesterday, recently. And I got a bunch of, like, kitchen tools that I've been craving. I got an olive oil decanter. Mwah. I got a kitchen scale. Mwah. I got a stove, a kettle with a whistle. The stove has been my ancient nemesis where I keep burning through all my pots. I got a kettle with a whistle, and boy howdy, is that fucker loud. It goes. I love it. It really whistles. And now I'm not going to burn it anymore. But except there is something that may happen because the whistle only occurs, like, there's the nozzle and then there's the top. And the top is on a spring, so when you flip the end of the nozzle open and it flips open, then you can pour water out. And the whistle mechanism is in the top. So if you flip the top open on the end to pour it, which you inevitably do to get the water inside, if you leave it open, the whistle never activates. So I could see myself leaving it open and not having the whistle and then fucking up my kettle. And someone took one look at my kettle and was like, "Oh, you can never let that boil through." And I was like, "Why not?" And he was like, "These type of kettles always melt on this side." And I was like, "What? What the fuck are you talking about? It's wood and metal." He's like, No, trust me, it gets fucked up." So of course that sent me spiraling into anxiety. Not really. Half of me was kind of like, "Fuck this guy. Like, what's he talking about? It's made of wood and metal." Part of me wants to let it boil through, just to be like, "Hey, shithead, you're a fucking idiot, and I'm going to prove it." You know what I mean? But I don't know. I probably won't do that. Organic peanut butter. I don't know. Just wild. Organic peanut butter is like so different than regular peanut butter. I guess that's it. It's just so oily. You open the organic peanut butter and there's like about an inch of oil at the top of it. And then you got to grind it up like you're fucking mining for oil. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you're in the 1800s churning butter. You're like, and then if you make one wrong move on your mix, you sploosh the oil all over onto yourself. You fuck up your shirt or something, all just because you wanted to eat healthy and have some peanut butter in the morning. Now you got oil splooge all over you. You're like, fuck, it really is organic. I'm really getting my money's worth, getting the whole experience. Not only did I buy the peanut butter, apparently I also have to fucking make it. You guys blended up the whole peanuts. You couldn't do the last mixing step for me. You just wanted me to have a bit of fun. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, no, no. Let the clients mix the peanut butter. They like it that way. No, bro. You shake it up. God, I gotta have a fucking paint shaker in my kitchen just to have a little bit of toast with peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. I go into my kitchen in the morning skinny as fuck. I come out like Schwarzenegger, just jacked up. I eat peanut butter every day. Oh, is that what makes you healthy? It's not the calories, it's the mixing. You know, go in skinny, come out Popeye. Yeah, I got my fucking peanut butter. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know if that's Popeye. Start staving at 8. Talking about some more mom or parent shit. I don't think my parents are that good with money. I'm not 100%. I think they're okay with it, but I don't think they're bad with it. I just don't think they're good with it. You know what I mean? I feel like being bad with money and being good with money are two different things. I think my parents are neutral with money. You know what I mean? So my parents' financial advice to me was like, they were like, start saving as soon as you can. When I was like 8 years old, they were like, start saving now. Saving what? My fucking allowance? Uh, I get about $100 a year from you. You want me to save that? So by the time I'm 18, I have $1,800? Ooh, now there's a foolproof investment plan. They were just like, save. Always save your money. Save it, save it, save it. Which is, it's not the worst idea. I guess it's better than being like, always spend your money. Spend your money every time you get an opportunity. Junk food, spend. Casino, spend. Slot machine, spend. Scam, spend. Prince in Nigeria asking you to help him out with some money so that you can inherit his land. Spend. Ponzi scheme, spend. You know what I mean? I guess it's better than that. But it's also, they're just like, save your money. So I was just like, okay. I just did it. Of course, like, there's more to financial literacy than just saving your money. So anyway, I just thought, here I am, 8 years old. Like, what should I do with this check grandma gave me? They're like, don't fucking touch it. Put it away. Never spend it. You're like, okay. And lastly, my guilty pleasure, dollar store pepperoni. Now, you can tell I have digestive issues because my guilty pleasure is dollar store pepperoni. You can tell I have digestive issues because I get my snacks from the same place that I buy my ant poison. It's just so good, man. Dollar store pep, just so good. Take a little greasy bite. Sawdust and animal byproducts. You know what I mean? It's just, you don't even know what you're eating. Don't think about it. Just eat the pepperoni. Just enjoy it. You don't even know what the fuck it is. It's a little dollar store pep. My parents never got it for me because they were like, that's junk. They're absolutely right. It's disgusting junk. But it is also delicious. And now I really got to poo. So we're going to end it there on that very non-disgusting note. Anyway, I love you guys. That was Things I Hate 45. That one felt great. Back in action. Bang, bang, bang. Hopefully COVID test is not positive, is negative. Hopefully, Vancouver homies, I will see you soon. Shirt order 2. Oh my God, that was another thing that was a huge pain. I didn't even talk about. Definitely the last shirt order I'm doing in a while. Didn't get as many orders as I would have liked. But still, the shirt orders are coming through. They're going to be delivered sometime. You guys will probably get your shirts sometime late September, if I'm being honest. Maybe early October. Sorry for the delay. You know, it's just like I'm a one-man show here. What the fuck do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? More clips coming soon, hopefully. Hopefully I'll get back on that. I might start doing things I hate bi-weekly, every 2 weeks instead of every week, because I want to enjoy it. And it's been kind of a grind lately, so we'll see how I feel. I don't fucking know. You know, I do this for fun and suck my dick, okay? So, yeah, I might start doing it bi-weekly. Same with the clips. The goal for the clips is to maybe decrease the quantity, increase the quality. I think that's how I'm going to try to live my life in general from now on. Decrease quantity, increase quality. So, there you go. Anyway, yeah, love you guys tons. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.